boys and girls. It's Mr. Patrick, and I've got something I cannot wait to teach you. If you will follow me and follow my instructions, I got something really cool I want to show you how to make. So, before we get started though, as with all things, let's start with our memory verse. So, does anybody remember it? You got this one? It's like our third or fourth week. I feel like you should have it by now. Like if you're practicing and doing it with mom and dad, you should have this. So, our memory verse is John 14:6. Jesus said, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me. And again, if you were with us for the last couple of weeks, what Jesus was telling us is he was the one that went and paid the ultimate sacrifice for us. And nobody else did that. And that's what gives him the authority to tell us he is the way, the truth, and the life. And nobody comes back to God except through him and the work that he did for our salvation. So, I'm really excited to show you this next thing. All right. So, do you know what this is? Probably not. I hope you don't know what these are yet. So, it's just a little piece of paper. But if you fold it a certain way, and then you hold it a certain way, and then you grab it down here, and then you can go, bang! Ooh, that's good, that's good. Let me do it one more time. I don't know if it's as loud to you guys as what it is in this room, but oh, I love these. These, my friends, are called poppers. You ready? Oh, that was terrible. All right, third time's a try. Here we go. Boom. Ooh, that's good. See, it pops out like that. All right. So I learned how to make these when I was in elementary school, and I would like to say that I was like a good boy and I didn't get in trouble, but when you can make something like this and you just walk around going pop, 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 like teachers tend not to like that. So don't use these in school, but it is kind of cool to learn how to make them. And if you'll follow me and follow my instructions, I'm going to show you how to make one. Ready? Okay. So, you are going to need a piece of paper. Just regular old paper. And you're going to fold it in half long ways. So that's the first thing we're going to do. We're going to fold it in half. And then we'll crease it. So we got to fold it in half, right? Like that. And then you're going to take the tips and fold those back towards the middle, kind of like you're making a paper airplane. So we're going to do that. Get a little crease going. And see, pretty simple, right? And then we're going to do the other side. So we'll fold those in. All right, now our paper should look like this. We got the ends folded in, and we got them on both sides, and then we're just going to close it together. All right, looks like that. Then we're going to basically fold it in half again and bring the tips together. So bring the tips together, fold it exactly in half, and if I'm going too fast, that's the beauty of videos. You just rewind it. Okay. So we've folded that in half and made ourselves a nice crease. So what we're going to do is we're going to fold the tips up in half. I guess this is probably the trickiest part. See how it's like this? I'm going to fold it like that. And now I'm going to do this other side. And there we go. So if you're following with me, it was like this. We folded this one up and this one up. And then we're just going to close it. We're going to fold it in half one last time. Bum, bum, bum. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, bum, bum. All right. So, if we did it right, I've got a couple of these over here. I've been making them. If we did it right, you'll see that we have these little flaps. And then we have this middle, that part right there. You don't want to grab the tip right there. You just want to grab the tip right here so that you're not grabbing this part. Just grabbing the two flaps. And then you act like you're throwing a baseball and this part pops out. And then when you're ready to reset it, you just fold it back in. Fold it back in. And you're ready to go. All right. So now, boys and girls, you've learned how to make a popper by following me and following my instructions, right? Can you guess what our big idea is this week? It's about following, and who would we want to follow as Christians? Wait a minute. Did I hear you all the way through the video? Did you say Jesus? Then yes, that is so good. So our big idea today is about Jesus wants us to follow him. We follow Jesus. And so I'm going to read you part of our Bible story today that talks about when Jesus first started calling some of his disciples. So go to Luke chapter 5, and then we're going to start right at the beginning of chapter 5. So it says, one day as Jesus was standing by the lake of Gennesaret, the people were crowding him and listening to the word of God. He saw the water's edge, and then he saw two boats left there by fishermen who were washing their nets, or mending their nets, as Mark said. He got into one of the boats, and the one belonging to Simon, and asked him to put it out a little farther from shore, like go out into the water a little bit with us in the boat. And asked him, so he went out a little from shore. Then he sat down and taught the people from the boat. So it's like Jesus was a teacher. So he starts teaching people in the boat out a little bit because it was super crowded on the shore. Can you already see that Luke is like painting a bigger picture of what's going on? So you got Jesus, and he's in the boat with Simon, and they're out in the water a little bit, and he's teaching everyone. All right? When he had finished speaking, he said to Simon, "Put out into the deep water and let down your nets for a catch." So basically he's saying, hey Simon, let's go fishing. Let's go fishing. Let's go out into the middle of the lake and let's go fishing. And I love Simon's response. Simon answered, "Master, we've worked hard all night and we haven't caught anything. But because you say so, I will let down my nets." When they had done so, they caught such a large number of fish that their nets began to break. So they signaled for their partners in the other boat to come and help them. I wonder who those partners were. And those partners came and helped them, and they filled both boats so full that the boats began to sink. When Simon Peter saw this, he fell at Jesus' knees and says, "Go away from me, Lord, I'm a sinful person." For he and all his companions were astonished at the catch of fish they had taken, and so were James and John, the sons of Zebedee, Simon's partners. Then Jesus said to Simon, "Don't be afraid. From now on you will fish for people." So they pulled their boats up on shore and left everything and followed him. Man, how much more does Luke's account tell us the story? So Jesus comes and there's all these people and Jesus is like, I want to teach them something. So he looks at Simon Peter and he says, "Hey, can I get in your boat? I want to go out in the water and teach them a little bit." And Simon's like, "Okay, cool, man." So they go out into the water, he teaches them, and then he wants to show Simon something. See, Simon had already worked really hard on his own, with his own knowledge and everything, to try to fish. But he wasn't listening to Jesus at that point. So then Jesus tells him, hey, why don't you throw your nets over the side of the boat and let's go fishing. And Simon's like, okay, I'll follow your instructions. And what happened? When Simon Peter followed Jesus' directions, something miraculous happened. Something that he didn't think was possible because he had just been fishing there all night and didn't catch anything. And then once he does that, he calls his buddies, which are James and John, his partners, and they come over in their father Zebedee's boat, and they're pulling up so much fish, it's sinking the boat. And Simon realizes, oh man, this guy's not normal. This person I'm talking with is something extraordinary. And it's in that moment that he starts to get a picture of who Jesus is. And Jesus says, hey, you've been a fisherman, but I'm going to make you fishers of men. Like, I want you to go out into the world and help people understand this love and this kingdom of heaven that I'm bringing. And that is amazing. And I'm so thankful that Luke wrote his story as well, because it helps me understand, like, when Jesus calls us to follow him, it's usually because there's an amazing plan he has for our lives. If there's anything you've been picking up on the last couple weeks that I've been telling you, it's about how special you are, how unique you are, and how God has a plan just for you. That's why you're the only you. You're the only one like you. And God has an amazing plan for you. And all he asks is for us to follow him. And so for me, the first thing I did when I realized who Jesus was, I confessed my sins. I told people about all the secrets, all the bad things that I had done, that I'd kept in secret, because I didn't want to hold that anymore. So I told people the truth. I confessed my sins. And you know what? I told all my friends and my family, I was like, I'm not going to do that anymore. I used to lie. I used to take things. I used to be a troublemaker. I'm not doing that anymore. I found something better to follow. And then the last thing I did after I admitted and then I repented or like didn't do it anymore, I went and got baptized to show everybody that I was going to follow Jesus. It was like my sign to all of them, to all my friends and family, that I wanted to be baptized to say I'm going to follow Jesus for the rest of my life. And that's how my story began. Can you imagine Simon, Peter's, and James and John's story? And we're going to get to see them. I can't wait to ask them what that day was like, because that's their story. And you guys are going to have a story. When you decide to confess your sin and turn away from all that junk and follow Jesus, you're going to have an amazing story. And you're going to have the rest of your life to live it out and to share it with other people. It's pretty exciting. So, until next time, boys and girls, I'm so thankful I get to talk to you each week. I want you all to know that I love you very much, and Jesus loves you, and we can't wait to see you until next week. All right, take care. Bye.